Welcome to another episode of the Be Fearless podcast. And today, oh my God, you guys, the podcast got picked in China. It's the first time. Last year, it was not on the list of 32 countries. This year is on our list. Thank you so much for supporting the content of Be Fearless podcast. I am so happy that our message is just reaching that far. So thank you so much. Today, I bring you a Brazilian born model, a daughter of MMA champion Anderson Silva, is a blazing on her own trails in Los Angeles. Okay, she is making her own path, having relocated from Curitiba at 15 years old. She's now an emerging force in the fashion world with dreams of working with prestigious brands and launching her own fitness apparel line. Her journey is a testament to resilience, hard work, and a passion for blending fashion and functionality. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the one, the only Kaory Silva. Welcome.
Hi, everyone.
Yay! Welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. Welcome to where you actually you're currently in Los Angeles. Are you traveling?
I'm in Los Angeles right now. Yes.
Awesome. So welcome. Okay, so for the audience out there that doesn't know you, that is the first time they've seen your beautiful face, tell us, who is Kaory? I'm pronouncing your name correctly.
Yes, Kaory.
Kaory Silva. Who was Kaory Silva growing up, and what was her dream?
So my dream growing up was always to be a runway model and a lawyer. Those were my two things that I would tell my parents. I'm gonna be doing all the majors runways when I grow up. I'm gonna be a lawyer and I'm gonna rock the world. That was my number two dreams growing up. I grew up in Brazil, Curitiba, the southern of Brazil, and I moved to Los Angeles when I was 15. Since there, then I have invested in the fashion, and I discovered that I want to build my own brand, like clothing brand, like fashion, because I grew up in the fitness world.
Mm-hmm.
I want to build something and create something that involves the active but also the high fashion. So to the everyday woman, now that we're so busy and sometimes we don't have time to go to the gym just because we don't have that outfit ready to go, and I want to create something that we can use to work but also to work out and be comfortable with.
I love that idea. That's amazing. We need that.
Yes, I know.
We definitely need that. Oh my God. I mean, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. That's something that definitely lacks in the industry right now. And I think that you just pinpointed it right. We all need that piece of clothing that serve us to go anywhere,
Yes.
anytime.
Exactly, like one that you don't have to overthink. I don't want us
Yeah.
to like overthink every time we open our closet and we have to pick what goes with what, or if it is comfortable, if it's not comfortable, if it is a business appropriate, if it is appropriate for the gym. I just want to create that one piece that will make your life easier, and you're gonna pick and you can go to work and then you can go to gym and you can take care of your kids, you can run all your busy life and go on and not overthink so many of things that we have to think about it. I don't want us to have to overthink about what we're gonna wear. I want
Yes.
to make it simpler.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. So I know that when we grow up with parents that are famous, that are well recognized, they always have that influence in our career path. How being the daughter of Anderson Silva influenced your career path, both in fashion and entrepreneurship?
So seeing him achieve so much on his own career in his own way, it kind of influenced me on like being my own boss, like taking control of my life and do it and just believe in my dreams and not really take the nose or the other people's opinion as like too serious. Like
Mhm.
just focus on my own thing, focus on the thing that I'm doing it. And if I persevere, if I focus, and if I work hard on it, I will achieve just the way that he did what he did, which it is amazing.
Awesome. And you talked about moving from Curitiba to the United States at age 15.
Yes.
How big of a challenge was that transition from Brazil to the United States at such a young age, and especially pursuing that modeling career?
It was hard. One thing that was very, very hard for me was the language at first because I didn't speak no English. So having to learn a whole new English at 15 years old was very hard for me. But once I got it, and took me about 2 years to learn the language to really be comfortable in talking and not be shy and not be afraid. But once I got it, once that click came, I was unstoppable. I'm like, I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm gonna talk to people. I'm not gonna be afraid. So that was the most challenge for me for
Mhm.
the first 2 years that I was here.
That's amazing. And I love you look so confident. So I am so excited to hear you talk about, how you went from that insecurity of the language and then learning the language and overcoming the fears of speaking it. Um, Me being Hispanic, I from Puerto Rico, so I know what how
Wow.
that feels. Although I grew up with the language, um, like I understand, where you're coming from, specifically because of how once people hear they perceive you have an accent, it's like something changes somehow.
Yeah, yeah.
Something changes somehow. And I know it can be tough, but you overcome that. You just like push forward. And I love to see and hear about that, tenacity and that fearlessness. Um, how that also influenced you in other areas of your entrepreneurship, like just building that confidence.
It definitely helped me believe more. Like I was like, if I can do one thing, which is learn a whole language, I can do whatever I want. Like it's so hard, and then a lot of people would judge you, like, "Oh my God, you have an accent or whatever," but they only speak one language, and then you say like, "Okay, try learning a new language all by yourself.
Exactly.
Let's then start discussing what is hard or having an accent or saying one word wrong." So once I achieved that in my life, and then graduating high school, which was so hard for me, I was like, I can do whatever I want. If I did these two things, I can do whatever I want, and I will be unstoppable because nobody can say that I cannot do it.
Exactly. And you are unstoppable. And that's what definitely moved you into building this fitness apparel. Let me ask you something. What can you tell us about the inspiration behind this fitness apparel? You mentioned you want women to wear something that they can go anywhere and anytime. Which honestly, I'm like, where is it? Like, can I buy it right now? And that's a marvelous idea, an inspiration. But what actually triggered that inspiration? How you plan to balance fashion with functionality?
So the way that the inspiration came was again like based on my own lifestyle. Like having at first was like having to go to school and doing so many sports at the time, and then having to go to school, work, and then have to go to the gym to keep up. And then I'm like always changing, always like changing clothes to do one thing and another thing, and it was so like too much for me. So I'm like, why not create something that I can use once? I can go to work, I can go to school, and I can work out on it. So that's how the inspiration came. Like was based on my lifestyle, on my dad lifestyle, my mom lifestyle, my siblings. So I'm like, I need to make it uh, our life easier where we're not overthinking and we're not running late because we have to go home to change or we have to find another outfit and bring it with us, and then it's a mess in the car, you don't have time to make it right. So I'm like, that's how the inspiration came for me, like let's make our life easier.
I love that. And I think that all women listening to you right now are like applauding, like, finally somebody got us,
Yeah.
right? Are there any specific brands or designers that you aspire to collaborate in the future?
One that I see that is really taking that idea now and incorporating on their brand, it's Aloe and also Fabletics. I have noticed that they make it more fitness but casual, where you can go to business and you can go on with your life. Fabletics, I noticed that they just came with a nursing collection, which is very nice. And I work right now, I work in clinical settings. And what I hear from them is the most like, I need something that is pretty casual, but that I can functions on it. It's comfortable, that I can help my patients on it. So like hearing that feedback from the environment that I'm at, and then seeing what Alloy is doing, like with the blazers and the shorts that are being more casual and more chic and comfortable. Those are the two brands that I'm really inspiring, that maybe one day I do would like to collaborate with them.
That's awesome. How do you see the intersection between fashion and fitness evolving from this point forward?
I'm sorry, say that again.
So, how do you see that intersection or crossover fitness and fashion evolving from this point forward?
Um, like from here to when I actually start creating the brand.
um I will say, like, how do you see, like, right now, from now this point where you're starting creating your own brand and what the things that you're seeing out there, that cross or that intersection between fitness and fashion, how
Mhm.
do you see that evolving or growing up, or how far do you see that go?
Oh, I see going very far, especially that we are getting more and more women into business on CEO position, like more like on that level. I feel like the window to grow between now and then to the future, it's unlimited, just because we're the way that the word thinks, the way that the word see things, and women being a more powerful position and um stronger position, creating their own business, being on that level. I feel that's one thing that we're gonna use starting a couple years ago till the future, which it is unlimited. I feel like it goes beyond anything, and you're gonna be around for a very long time. And I pray that it is, because I want women to be in that position forever. So I feel like it's something that if I do start it and being creative, and of course listening to what is changing the world, what it's coming, the new trainings, and incorporate that in the brand can be unlimited. It can grow beyond what I ever picture, for sure.
Fantastic. So you mentioned brand creation, and I know that's not an easy task. How you navigate that experience?
So because my father, he has his own clothing brand too, which is more like t-shirts and stuff like that, but he has his connection. So learning and being on that environment and being able to go sometimes in meetings with them and see how things work, definitely helps. So I'm like trying to get there and observe as much as I can, so I can start corporate on my own thing and start my own thing. But definitely having this background and having the connection that my father has, it definitely helps so much. And it makes it things easier. It makes me learn stuff much faster to create my own thing.
What has been then your biggest obstacle creating your brand?
Right now, the biggest one is finding production. Where I'm gonna do the production, when I'm gonna start, and then putting the ideas in the paper and make it sure that I find a production line, a production brand that gonna really address what I want, and it's gonna be high quality, because that's the most important thing for me, is the high quality. I don't want to design something and put something out there that the person gonna wash it first and then it's gone. I want that high quality, chic, and of course, I'm also thinking that with the being affordable to every woman out there.
I love that. Um, let me ask you something, because becoming an entrepreneur can be challenging at times, but also so rewarding. Right now, at this point and stage on this journey that you are, what is the most rewarding thing that it has happened to you as an entrepreneur?
I feel like people saying like one, it's me seeing how far I can go, and two, seeing like my parents and my siblings saying you did it. Like I feel like that for me it's everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, one more question, and this is geared towards like the audience. What are three things that you will tell the audience right now regarding becoming a better version of themselves and just going after their dreams?
Three things I will say: believe in yourself. Don't let nobody tell you no, that you cannot do it. Focus. Don't lose your focus. If you want to do one thing, focus on that one thing and do one thing at a time. Take one step at a time, because if you decide to do everything at once, you're not going to do anything. So just focus on one point, focus on that point, achieve that point, and then go to the next. And then the third thing would definitely be creative. If you want to create something, you have to find pretty much like what are like a problem. So this is a problem. How can I fix this problem? And usually going to start with your own stuff. Like let's say you brush your teeth and you like it just comes something like, oh, I don't have this, but I don't see nobody doing it. That's what you should create it, because people are like trying to people will buy things that will solve their problem, things that will make their life easier. So find something on your daily that is complicated for you, that you don't have it, that it's missing. Focus on that, create that. That will, a lot of other people are going through the same thing as you. Like the for me was that, and I working with women, like knowing business women, I found out that that's also a problem that they have. So I'm like, well, I have the solution. Let's create the solution for that problem.
Awesome. I love you. Thank you for sharing your story. What are your dreams, your plan, and your brand with us? Now, people that want to connect with you, where they can go and connect with you.
They can go on TikTok and Instagram. My TikTok, it's my first and last name, Kaory Silva. And then my Instagram, it's my first name, last name, and then underscore. I am much more active on IG, but definitely those will be the two platforms to stay in touch with me.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for inspiring so many women today in just sharing your story. And we need more of that. And
Yes.
we definitely need what you are creating, because we need that like
Yeah.
yesterday.
I'm gonna work on it and you're gonna come out. I promise.
Oh yes, and let me know. Let me know when you launch, so we can do a launch party here.
Of
We'll bring
course.
you back. We'll bring you back, and we have a party. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story. And for you guys, on to the next one. Don't forget to unlock your potential and be fearless.
Yes.